Hello, I'm a big potato, and this is lesson number 1. If there is one thing that you'd like to learn today, if you never did anything with a happy, jumpy, swinging rock and roll guitar, or jazz, or bebop, or whatever you call it, western swing, it's all there. It's language that has a lot in common and covers a lot of styles. You don't hear it that much in any contemporary popular music, but it's fun to play. It's useful. It makes you hear a lot of things once you get there. So, one simple thing, we're going to start with the very, very, very rudimentary stuff. Note C, here, 5th fret, 3rd string. We don't need to call notes for now, because guitar is intervallic. We only care about distances, and those distances create sounds. Let's make a shortcut. Let's associate movements and hand positions with the sounds directly. Usually, whenever we look at any method, it's like, hey, you need to have some knowledge of theory. Yes, we'll get there. Absolutely. We'll explain what we hear and why things kind of work from this standpoint. But we won't use theory as a thing to make things work. Okay. So, note C. Let's play it with all 4 fingers. First, second, third, fourth. We're starting very easy. Okay, now, what we're going to do now, I'm going to put a little backing, and we'll repeat some rhythms. I'll play a rhythm, I'll leave a gap so that you can try your own or try to repeat after me. Okay? Very, very basic stuff. We're going to use this note of C, and the chord will be as well C major. The chord shape that I'm going to play is a C6-9, but it's not relevant. We think of those as major chords later on that. Okay, so this is our backing. Now, rhythms. Now I'm going to add a little slide. So this was a single note solo on one chord, something that possibly a horn section would do, or a single horn behind the singer. Basically, what I wanted to actually with that is that we should never underestimate importance of a single note. That we don't need a lot to make something musical or something right for the situation. Okay. Now that we're here from this C, let's build first 5 steps of major scale. It's going to go like this. 5th fret, 7th fret, then we move 1 string down, 5th, 6, and 8. So it's our do, re, mi, fa, so. Let's play every note slowly twice. And again. we're gonna do is take just first, third, and the last note. And this is arpeggio of major triad. Note C, E, and G, but it's not that relevant here. It's more about how it sounds. Da, do, do. Whenever you play, try to sing along. Da, da, ba. Now let's try the other way around, from the top note to the bottom note. Da, da, do, 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 Now, let's add a little bit of articulation to those three notes. Again, a little slide before each note, just one fret below. Every note twice with a little rhythm. 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. Perfect. You did great. Okay, now let's see what happens if we get the backing track here. So what I was doing there, I was sliding. Sometimes it was a very slow approach, and it definitely sounded like two separate notes. So we can see that half step down, one fret below of our triad makes a lot of musical sense. We can slide onto certain notes, approach those chord tones, some of them or all of them, or mix and match to make it more interesting. We can change direction. So, for example, using just those two things, major triad and half steps, we can change direction, for example, from the top note. So I'm sliding onto top note, middle note, bottom note. Middle note, lowest note, and stop note. Okay, let's just add one last thing for today. So what we learned today, just a little recap. Those three notes, C, E, and G. Major triad. And we learned that we can do a little chromatic approach to every note just by moving our hand. One fret below. And last thing, between those middle notes, the one on 5th fret and 8th fret, we're gonna fill the gaps. Just add all the fingers. This so-called chromatic approach or chromatic bridge between the notes. And we can play it ascending or descending. Okay, now let's put those things together. Triad, little chromatic thing between third note and fifth note of C major scale, and those little chromatic approaches. So, by mixing and matching just those elements and putting them in the right rhythm, we already have something that sounds like old style Western swing or jazz soloing. I'm starting on upbeat here, so it's 1, 2, 3, ba-do, da-dee-da, 3, ga-do, da-do-do. Or so rhythm is more important than anything, because in terms of note choices, we're not doing much here, right? It's basically this thing and this thing. Okay, I'm gonna play some ideas on the backing track of C major here. So it doesn't have to be complicated at all, right? All these are useful ideas working on this major chord. Okay, so to recap. Right? First, third, and fifth note of our little major scale. Every note can be approached from below by 1 fret, half step, and between this third and fifth note, we're putting this little filler there. Right? It's basically endless options with just this thing. When we add rhythms, when we break things, when we group notes in a certain way, we use term phrasing when it comes to putting rhythms and order of certain ideas within the phrase, musical phrase, so that it sounds like music. And we can play very, very useful ideas just using single note, 2 notes, 3 notes, when it has right articulation, right rhythm, and right phrasing. So this was lesson number 1 from a big potato, and hopefully I'll see you again at the next one, lesson number 2 or something like that. Yeah, see you there. Bye bye.